Hello, you guys, and happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. Happy Father's Day. I've been keeping busy today. Like, I rearranged my restroom and shampooed my carpet. And later on, I'm going to do some schoolwork. But I decided to get on and holler at y'all. I told my girls to make sure they call their fathers and wish them happy Father's Day because it is such a blessing to have your father still here with you. And people need to understand, like, as long as, regardless of what the relationship is, as long as it's not abusive or anything, as long as your father is here, you still have an opportunity to make things right and work things out. Praise the Lord. Hey, Gigi. Hey, Positive Vibes. The Black Barbie, Zoomer. I had not even eaten anything today. I've been working. So I made me a bacon sandwich. Hey, Tyranny. You guys doing okay? Hey, April. That's my cousin. What's up, the April saw Key Glock name. She jumped up in here. Key Glock, her cousin. Key Glock is April's cousin. Hey, your so, and I was talking about you yesterday. I was like, I wish he would come in here. I was talking about how when I took up money that Christmas for the seniors, when I took them the seniors hats, scarves, and gloves and a cup over on Third to the home over on Third Street. I told them how you really blessed me to it was a lot of people. Let me just say that quite a few blessed, but you really extended a helping hand. I appreciate that. And I kept saying towing, and I was like, I can't remember I don't know why I couldn't remember the other part. I was like, towing. So I'm glad you in here. He said, where did Goan say on his page? I think he got his brother handling his page. It might be him because child. I don't know if they're able to sneak no phones in the feds though. It might. I was gonna say he might be the one on the phone, but yeah. Tyranny. What's the word? Tyranny. What's that word? Tyranny, we gotta meet and I guess some of the other subs, we gotta meet one day at somewhere to have drinks. Y'all know I've been feeling myself. I was ordering some heels this morning. I said, Lord, deliver me from heels. Lost a lot of that weight, losing that weight and back in them heels. Oh, just feeling myself. Hey, Natanya, how are you? Oh, he said you have more things in the feds than on the street. Ooh, so it probably is him. Hey, actual treasure. Hey, Reginald. Bring Mr. N back. Do I think I got Instagram on my phone. Let me see if Mr. N normally will call me. Like he'll send me a text message. I ain't heard from Mr. N in months. I'm gonna ask him, Mr. N, are you acting funny with me? Let me see. Oh, Mr. N got mad at me because he was like, you gave me a app phone number. That ain't your real phone number. I said, Mr. N, everybody got that number. Let me see. I got Instagram on one of my pages. Let me see. This is it. Let me reach out to him. Hey, my subscriber is asking about you, so I'm reaching out to you. Mr. N, I can't believe I thought I had Mr. N on my show before February. It's showing the last message was in February. That's weird. When Mr. N on my show recently before February? March, April, May, June. I don't think it's been 4 months. It might have been. Time flies. Oh, Govan's brother is running his page. Okay. That's what it said. His brother. He said he can't see nothing on his Facebook. Well, then maybe he got you blocked. He might unblock you. Let's see. Y'all, Mr. Govan says that he is coming home really soon. He does have a court date in August. Hold on, let me see. Oh, they took it down. I wonder if they took it down when I said that when I scheduled this show, because he had Bootsy song up. If it's his brother, why he take down? But he did say that, hey y'all, this is Govan's brother, Quet's brother, whatever, that was running his page, and he put up Bootsy's song. He put up Bootsy's song yesterday or today. I forget the name of the song. It's from off of his last album. And then he put up that Govan will be coming home. I should have screenshot but either that or they put it on friends only, because I'm not Govan's friend on Facebook. So either they put it on friends only or they deleted it. But I don't know why he would delete it if it's from his brother. So anyways, he says he's going to be coming home soon. Like I said, he has a court date in August. I believe the middle of August. And so, hey, it's gonna be interesting. They said, I hope he missed his whole entire summer. Listen, the only thing that kind of worries me about that is I don't know, what is really going on, because it seems to me like cyber stalking is kind of thin. People, it was a misdemeanor case and they turn it into a felony case, and now he's in the feds. Okay, so to me that's really unusual. I mean, it can happen. It's not against the law. They can do it, but it seems very unusual that they would a $4,000 stalking case, they would take it and turn it into a felony case, but they can do it. Okay, so a lot of times when stuff like this happens, I'm not saying it's going to happen, I'm just saying that a lot of times when stuff like this happens, what ends up happening is it's something else in the works, and they like to have the person there. Let me give y'all an instance. I was working one time with this attorney, And I did some work for an attorney when I was in the private sector. And this case was it was big all over Memphis. Okay. And it was about well, I won't say what it was, but anyways, it was big. Okay. So anyways, the prosecutors did not do what they were supposed to do. Okay. They didn't do what they're supposed to do. I was working with the attorney. And so the attorney said to the judge, listen, the prosecutors didn't do what they were supposed to do. They had not filed the paperwork that they were supposed to file. And he says, I'm going to ask that my client be released. I'm going to ask that he be released. And the judge looked at the prosecutors and said, listen, the attorney is right. Why should I hold him here? I told you all what you all needed 3 weeks ago. You didn't do it. I don't see no need to hold him here. Okay. The prosecutors told the judge, we got some more charges that we've been working on, but they had not dropped them yet. They ran upstairs immediately and dropped another indictment on him for trafficking. Okay. And held him in their jail. So I don't know. I just kind of believe that that's why I think one thing has nothing to do with another, but I don't know. It just kind of seems like it's something else. It's something that's not clean in the milk as it relates to Goan and his cases. And then the fact that, Goan is, a case like that, I wouldn't think that he would call in all these, the attorney that he has now is high priced. And they're talking about bringing back in the old attorney, okay, Manny Aurora. So he act like he fighting for his life. So yeah, I think it's more than meets the eye. They're gonna hold him in there. He probably is gonna ask to be for a bond hearing or something coming up in February. In August. He said the feds are on it because of something called dual sovereignty. That means the state and the feds can charge you at the same time for the same crime and enhance. Somebody ringing the phone already. Okay, hold on. Hello?
What's going on now?
How are you?
I'm just doing who this is.
If you say something else, I'll know. Your voice sounds familiar.
It's Dolph. DJ Dolph.
Yeah, I recognize your voice now. Yeah, I thought it was. I almost thought it was you. How you doing? For some reason, your phone, DJ Sipsaw, your phone is real low. You say it again now.
You hear me better now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All I say is, your files, I think you're doing a good job, man. Being in the bushes a lot, paying attention to you and everything.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. You don't know how much that means to me.
Oh, you know you gotta go on. Don't play like that. All of the game, don't stand. So haters gonna be haters. If you got no haters, you ain't possible how it goes.
Well, that's true, but I definitely appreciate you. That's just part of it. That comes along with it.
It's very popular down here in the Delta. A lot of people don't like to get on the internet and talk to you and everything. But just pay attention to your followers and subscribe. That's when you know you got going on.
Well, I appreciate that. Shout out to the Delta. I love the Delta.
We love you down here,
well, I love you all too.
Keep your head up, baby girl. I'm gonna continue watching.
Thank you, darling. Thank you for calling in.
I bet it up.
You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to DJ Sipsaw for calling in. He's been a long time follower and subscriber, so I really appreciate him. Reginald says, "Where do Govan get all this money from for these attorneys?" I mean, it's very interesting, um, to think, or to wonder, where is he getting all of this money to have two high-powered attorneys, right? He wanted to say that Manny, they wanted to put out a narrative that Manny, did his case pro bono, then quit, forgot, and put out into the atmosphere. He actually showed the receipts of how much he had paid for all of his attorneys. Okay, he probably was a little high, did a little bragging, and actually put the receipts up, but I think he took them down. Okay, because he was talking about how much he had to pay for all of their flights and their hotels and all of their fees and stuff like that. So it ain't nothing pro bono about that. Kimberly says they can charge him for interstate extortion because he used a phone while attempting to threaten and extort money from her. Hey, Latoya. And I think the fact that while the police was there, he sent her a message saying that the National Guard can't be at your house forever. That is something too. I really think that when he did that, that really hurt him. Because, I mean, that just kind of let him know that he was still riding through stalking her. If you text her while the National Guard and the police is at her home and say that the National Guard can't be at your house forever. Okay, so I think that's gonna hurt him too. I think that hurt him more, just as much as anything, doing that, because they kind of let them know that he was in close proximity, and he had to have been there somewhere in the area looking, in order to text her something like that. And she happened to let the police see the text, while they was there. He texts while they're there. So, but he says that he's coming home. But even still, you have cases like this that happen all day, every day. They got General Sessions Court totally sewn up all day, every day. Okay, so I know a lot of people saying, well, it ain't gonna be able to stick. No, I think that this was they're not gonna lose another case on quit. I don't think they're gonna lose another case on quit. Hey, I think I think they're being strict. I hate, well, I'm not gonna say that because Manny and them be looking at this stuff, right? So I'm not gonna speak a lot of stuff into the atmosphere, because once the brilliant minds of the people on the internet, they start speaking out stuff. It gives the attorneys and their research teams, they listen to this, and then hey, they have they start thinking, right? They have an epiphany about certain things. um and I'm definitely not interested in helping their team. Okay. um Kimberly 007 says, yeah, his threats are being considered terroristic. And he was in Texas when he sent some of those messages. So he was lying about not making the show. That was never going to be an issue. Oh, wow. Oh, my. Says, I'm happy you came on today. We need the fellowship. Yes, thank you. I don't know who this is. Hold on, you all. Okay, you guys, I'm back. They say, yeah, he was stalking her, watching her house, but I don't know if it was him or if he had something. I get to wondering sometimes, and I'm sure the young lady beyond, she would probably never say anything, but what was the issue for real? Because she tried to give him his money back, and he says that he didn't want the money back. So I don't know. Who knows? But they were, together or whatever. Um, Griff B says, "It's karma season. Long live dog." Yeah, I think a lot of the people that you know, um, plotted to interrupt his life. Hey, you had the jurors. One of the jurors are stepping. All of them had those same sentiments. I've been very vocal from the very start that I felt like he was definitely um, deep in this and a part of what happened, right? And since he has been out, it has been hard for him to hide his disdain for young Dolph, of course. So I think he had just as much of a hate. And the more he talks, it kind of comes out. I think, I believe it was Justice for Dolph kind of explained it in a nutshell yesterday when we were on, when he says that they took um, the young men in Trula Mafia's love for J Money and turned it into a hate for Dolph. And that was deep manipulation, that they did to those young men. I think I spoke about it's not even good for talk about dudes like that. I don't even know why older people would even want to have a real tight camaraderie unless they are trying to be role models to these young men, men that are younger than them, unless it is about manipulation. And hey, I think about like the Devin Burns and all of them. And I'm not saying that Devin Burns and them are innocent. I don't necessarily, I'm talking about for things that they've done in the streets. But at the same time, Devin Burns and them are, I think, let's see, Devin Burns was born in 95. So he might be in his early 30s now, but up under like the Quets and the Kamishas and all of them, these are kids. You know what I mean? Like they could have easily if they had started having kids early, hell, they could be their kids. So um, to um, to manipulate and to misguide, God is going to get them for that. Definitely, right? I really hate that these young men didn't have people around them to show them that they were being manipulated, right? Because you think about when young people want acceptance and older people see a weakness when they are manipulative, right? And I'm not trying to give any excuses to Devin Burns or any of them, but I'm just saying I'm speaking from a standpoint of being a black mother. Okay, I always recognize it. Okay, and so Devin Burns and them, you think about kids that are a lot, and they are really kids up under us, right? Of being definitely Kamisha. Okay, so you talk about a standpoint, they misinterpret what real love is, right? Because people that really love you, they don't want to see you crashing out. They don't want to manipulate you into going and taking care and doing dirt for them and getting them tied up into stuff that could either, what's up, Stan G? You want to do something exclusive? You want to come up? You want to come up right now? And I saw you out there at Grove Hero. I saw you pulled up on Grove Hero out there the other day. I said, "Look at Stan G." When I saw that, I was like, "Look like Stan G out there in North Memphis, where Grove Hero at." Stan G was pulled up on Grove Hero, and he was out there in the hood, supporting the movement, and that was a good thing. Um, and so they misinterpret what what real love really is, right? Um, And these young men and stuff, when they have such passion, okay, they a lot of times they put they invest they put a lot of stock in talking about loyalty, and they don't really understand that these people were never loyal to them to begin with. I don't be wanting to see nothing happen to them. That's the reason why. Oh, he said we got the cameras out here. Okay. I don't be wanting to see anything happen to these young brothers. And so what y'all got going on, Stan G, out there? What y'all recording? And so that's the reason why, hey, it is devastating to me when I start seeing them just slaughter each other, or when they get to looking at doing life, right, or looking at the death penalty. You have to think about a lot of this dirt, and that's why they have to be very meticulous about these older people, because they'll get them to go out and do dirt for them. They will get them to go out and do dirt for them. They'll manipulate them into doing dirt for them, and then have that leverage and hold it over them. And they'll say, well, listen, hey, you was the one that went out and did the killing. Okay, they'll dangle that. I'll tell on you and get your life taken away if you do anything to make me feel uncomfortable, even though you manipulated them into doing it for you. But now you got that leverage. It's almost like what they do in the industry, right? They get you to the parties and they get you doing all types of acts, okay? And then they hold it over your head. Things that could get these young boys that they're young men now, but life interrupted, because you 30 something, 30 in your early 30s, you still got a lot. You got more life ahead of you than you do behind you. Okay, that's why. So they hold leverage over their head to get them to do, because when people love you, they don't want you doing anything that could take your freedom away from you, or get your life taken away from you. Now, these dudes got to understand, Dolph was able to make a lot of these young men around him millionaires. They got money that these little dudes that steal in the neighborhoods in Memphis can't even touch. They can't touch that. Their money ain't long enough. And if they was evil, they could probably have enough money to touch folks in their family, right? And so when people truly care about you, they don't send you on missions like that. That's do things, and because it ain't enough to just say that's nephew, I love him. That's manipulation. I love them. When you love people, you don't just let them use your cars to go and commit crimes. You don't let them do that at all. You might give them a place to lay their head, but not so that you can throw that back up in their face and say, "Wasn't I the one there for you? You can't go and do this for me." So every move has been extremely calculating. And I hope that these young men, I don't think, and this is just me, I don't believe that a few of those Trula Mafia guys are going to make it out okay. As far as the law is concerned, I don't think that. And so it bothers me to see that either these young men lives and stuff being interrupted, because I'm telling you now, they pushing the death penalty in Tennessee. They're not playing. They're not. And so you have to think about when people have leverage over you and they manipulate you into doing things and then turn around and throw it back up in your face. Well, I did it for you. Ain't nobody gonna believe you did it for me. You did it. I didn't do it. They could just deny they had you to do it. But I know for a fact that you did it. You actually pulled the trigger. So now you're looking at the death penalty or life in prison. And that's what's going on with this group of young men. And it really hurts me. Right. So that's why I get so mad when because I'm a mother. Right. And so I know when older people with their rotten asses manipulate young people. Listen, Hey, I've always loved on my kids' friends, but I ain't never in my life wanted to be their friend. I always, when they was around me, I always treated them like they were mine. That's why one of my daughter's friends, who mother sent, she came to my daughter's slumber party when she was in the 7th grade. I always say she was like my bonus child, and she never went home. You know why? Because when she started coming to my house, and she was coming every weekend, she was coming so much. She said to me one time, "Miss Tamara, I feel safer when I'm at your house." I knew her mom had all those kids, that she was leaving them summer everywhere. And when that child told me that, as a mother, my motherly instincts, folks would say, her mama playing, y'all. I didn't care nothing about that. What I cared about was the child. Her mama probably did think she was getting over, but anytime a child, and my kids loved her, anytime a child said to me, "Miss Tamara, I feel so safe when I'm here at your house." This is a child that was in the 7th grade at the time. Hell no. And she coming to my house, and I'm looking at her washing her clothes and stuff, and looking at her underwear and stuff with holes in them and torn all up. Yes, as a mother, I'm going to Target or to Walmart, and I'm gonna make sure she got bras and panties and sanitary napkins and all of that, because when you're older like that, and you have a love for people, that's what you do for them. You don't send them out. You don't do things for them so that they can feel guilt about going and doing dirt. I don't care how crazy they are. I don't care how they'll jack or jump out of a car or whatever. You always make sure you don't activate that side, because you really want to see them okay. Right? And so it hurts me. Even Straight Drop got to pay for what he did. But the reason I can get on my vlog that day and folks say, "I can't believe you got on here and cried." I cried as a Black mother who saw a young man that looked like, the little boy came out in him in court. He was trying to hold back tears. They say when he got in the back, he just started flipping. Like his attorney said, he's got 2 life sentences. And it sure bothers me when I see a bunch of old folks that use them and help to send them out sit up and talk about Drop gonna be okay. He gonna be okay. His whole family taken care of. His daughter taken care of. How in the fuck that matters? Lord, excuse my French. I think he would rather be out on the outside influencing his daughter, right? What good is a man being locked up in jail? Okay, I think the folks would rather have the freedom than the money. And so when people say that, they put that into the atmosphere to make him be okay with not telling on them. Bro, you all right, Joe? While they out with their kids, he ain't gonna get out. He got to pay for what he did to Dolph. He might get out one day, okay? But believe it or not, Straight Drop ain't even the real problem. He ain't the real problem. And me, I'm okay with him doing 30 years and getting out if he guide them to the real problem, okay? Therefore, can no more rotten fruit grow from that tree, okay? If he helped them to dig up the root of the tree, but he got to understand it's going to be the root of the tree, and not let the people who really wanted young Dolph gone create a narrative and tell the people anything, okay? I told y'all this a long time ago. I said, Straight Drop, you had Ganguly. They had Straight Drop on the right path. Straight Drop got ready to tell it. I told y'all that. I said Ganguly had Straight Drop on the right path, and then what they do, being true to their manipulation, they hurry up and got him another attorney. They hurry up and got him an attorney, and the attorney came in throwing in bombs, and they took him out of Judge Coffee room and created an illusion to make him think that something was going to really happen for him. And it wasn't. Okay? But I don't have any doubts in my mind, because, and I don't have anything against Quet. When I look at Quet, I think Quet has a spirit on him. Okay? But at the core of it, I see a real depressed man. It's something wrong. Okay? It's something wrong, but he's manipulative. And when he can't manipulate anymore, he starts to use fear. That's why I said Quentin need to get himself some help, right? But he said he's coming home. I said all that to say this. He said that he's coming home, and I don't know if he do. I don't know how long he gonna be at home. He say he coming home, but when he do come home, I don't know how long he gonna be at home because I think he's done enough to people that's around him um for them to start telling if unfortunate, and I don't want to see nobody kill him or anything. I hope they don't. I'm not an evil person. I don't want them to kill him. I would hate that because Quet is one of the ones we see. He will when he get mad, he'll solve some stuff. Okay, I don't think the feds want. They definitely don't want him dead. It's a wealth of knowledge that comes with him on a whole lot of unsolved cases, and we see he dangles it when he gets mad. I would never want nobody to do anything to him. I think he's the ticket to getting a lot of these cases solved, right? But here's the thing: he already knows that. Just as he knows a lot on people, I think unfortunately he started once he got a little older, he started using um the dudes like the Trula guys to do his dirt. He didn't necessarily have to do the dirt anymore. It's so sad a man that old would get like a interest fee or whatever you call it off of a hit. He connect the people and then he gets some money off of it. And yeah, I heard Cornelia say that Drop them looked at Quet at one time as a brother. And it's probably because, like I said, they ain't really had no man to show them no love or whatever. They thought, like he said, he let them drive his cars and he let them stay at his house and he never told them no. He ain't never kicked no knowledge to them to help them to stay out of trouble so that they can have a productive life and not be looking at the boys coming to get them. Because I think the boys want them, and I think now he's opened up a bigger avenue of maybe people that may not have even been up under the radar, right? So it's interesting. I ain't gonna be surprised if something don't happen with Lil Flip, Lord, because when he got mad at Lil Flip, he got ready to tell that, but he would have had to tell on himself though. He said all the things I did for Flip. Okay, and then we had Sko throw out some hints. Sko said he was he was quick to pop that gun. So I mean, like I said, it's so unfortunate because I believe at one time Quet was a straight drop. Okay, he had older dudes sending him out, and as he got older, he in return he did the same thing to straight drops and the Devin Burns and all of them because there's nothing that older people have in common with younger people other than to manipulate them. And that is very unfortunate that these people have been manipulated like that. So, but he said he's coming home and he said, somebody was saying that he'll be careful now when he does interviews, and maybe he will be careful, more careful. But how is he going to get the interviews? How is he going to get them? Because folks don't want him on their platform to talk about himself. They don't want him on their platform to talk about himself. They want him on their platforms to talk about this young Dolph situation. They want him to tell, because after a while, he gonna tell who killed Juke. He gonna tell it after a while. And it's a lot of he really probably already told it because the truth was in the chat yesterday. Hell, he said who it was that killed Juke in the interview he did with Ratchet. Hell, I done looked at it 3 times. I don't know none of the people's names, so I couldn't. It kept going over my head. But he said everybody that was out there that killed Juke, Quet said their names in Ratchet interview. He said it out of sequence of order. Hell, I wasn't able to put it together. Okay. He said what Willie said about Shaniqua. Who is that? Who is Willie and Shaniqua? So, hey, Gray Face. I don't know no Shaniqua, and I don't know no Willie. So, hey, he didn't say it in the sequence of order that I could understand, but like the truth said, the people that know. I don't know. I was trying to know. I was trying to know. I went and looked at that interview 3-4 times. Hell, I went back and looked at it yesterday, and I was like, dog, he said several names. If he had only just said 3 names, I could have put it together. But he called out a few people's names. I couldn't put it together because he didn't put it in the sequence of order that it should have been in as it relates to that. So it just kind of kept going over my head. But hey, if he's been bold enough to put that out there, okay. Then it'll come out. It will come out, okay? So listen, hey, in order for him to be saying it, I don't know. I don't think that he was in the car. But I'm gonna tell y'all something, that this is what was scary to me. Because I don't know what happened. Let me just make that clear, because I know it'd be some killers in the chat. Listen, I just want to go get my nails and toes done and buy my stiletto heels and buy my perfume and lip gloss and shit. Hell, and I'm vlogging. Okay, I ain't trying to solve it. But let me just say this, okay? I don't, and it would be scary to me that that because of what everybody says, it's been a lot of different narratives, like allegedly Juke was taken out for quit. Okay. You've heard even Mr. N didn't say that, but Mr. N has said on the show, he said if Juke was alive, Quit would be in jail. Okay. He didn't say he was taken out for quit. He just said if Juke was alive, Quit would be in jail. And so he would be doing life in prison. That's what he said. So, and you had people get into the chat to say that they believe that allegedly Juke was taken out so that Quit wouldn't be in jail. Allegedly. I don't know. That's just one of the rumors that's out there, okay? I would hate to believe that, he had some people to do that. And then he turned around and dangled that. And then he turned around and dangled that over their head and say, I know who killed Juke. Oh, child, that's cold-blooded. But I guess that's the way it is in the street. I guess that's how it is in the street. I don't know. But I'm not saying that's what happened, but there have been a lot of narratives out there. Because, you heard people say that it has something to do with a gambling debt, or people wanted to say it has something to do with paper route. It's just a lot of different narratives out there, so you don't really know what it is, right? But one thing for sure, I think at this point, because Quet says that he definitely had a love for Juke. Okay, he says that he had a love for him, and so he would never do anything like that. So hey, he said they were like cousins or something. But hey, I don't know. I don't know. But hey, one thing, I rest in peace to Juke. One thing, it seems like he's more comfortable with speaking about it. Anytime you say, I know who it was, I know who drove the car, I know who was in the passenger side, I know who was in the back seat. That's extremely detailed. I can guarantee you this. I don't know a lot, but I can guarantee you this. Whether he says it or not, he's not leaving that facility without getting questioned about Juke's murder. I can promise you that. He's already spoken about it. They have an obligation. He is not leaving that facility without being questioned about that interview, what he said about knowing about Juke's murder. It's not going to happen. I can put this on my daddy's grave. Regardless to whether he says it or not, he's not leaving that facility without being questioned about that. Okay. And they're not holding him for that. But he has put out there that he knows who about an unsolved murder, a high profile unsolved murder. And you said he was very detailed about who it was, okay, that was in the back seat on the passenger side and the driver. He was very detailed about it. They're not letting him leave there without being questioned. Okay. I don't know what he tells them. I don't know. That's a totally different story. Okay. But they have an obligation to question him about him knowing about an unsolved high profile murder. Okay. Big G says he thinks that he has something to do with it. Actual Treasure says it took away my friend. It says if Juke was my friend of 20 plus years, I'm not speaking on his unalive and on his personal affairs, nor his brother that I claim to not know. That's true. You know, when you, hey Chelsea, when you really love people, hey Diane, you don't do that. Okay. I don't know. You know, it's weird. It's weird. I will say that. It's weird within itself. But I definitely don't think that it was opposition. I don't think Juke's um opposition took him out. Like, you know, it's easy to point the finger at PRE members and or affiliates. I mean, that would be easy. But it's pretty obvious based on what Juke said the day before he was assassinated, um, that it was something else going on that was closer in his inner circle. So, yeah. So yeah, but we'll come back to that, y'all. We want to talk about Key Glock's album. Key Glock's album is on the top of the charts. Okay. A lot of people wanted to count Key Glock out, you know, when young Dolph was killed. Key Glock has his own style. He's always had his own style, a laid back style, right? Key Glock has been very consistent, right? He has definitely made young Dolph proud and so many other Memphians, right? He is very quiet with his thing. He does not do a lot of talking. The good thing about Key Glock is Key Glock, the definition of letting the success do the talking, Key Glock should be next to that in the dictionary. He don't do a lot of talking. He lets success do the talking for him. I can give him the crown on that. He should be next to that quote in the dictionary or the encyclopedia, wherever it would be at, okay? Because he has definitely allowed success to do the talking for him. His album, I do believe, just came out yesterday. Hold on, you guys. Steven sent it to me. Let me pull it up. Y'all know Steven gonna send me everything, right? Okay, Key Glock's latest studio album named Project X, released in June, known for his signature solo featureless approach. His catalog also includes, they talk about all of his catalog. Hold on. Okay, it is number 2. Okay, it has peaked at number 2, making major waves. Okay, he dropped the album, I believe, yesterday. Project X. Okay, so it was dropped on the 19th. The album was dropped on the 19th. Shout out to Glock. The album was dropped on the put those cutthroat crosses. I think that's his logo, those crosses, and put the crosses in the dolphins in the chat. Key Glock dropped that album on June the 19th. What's the day? The 21st. So 2 days ago. And it is already peaking at number 2. He's doing it independently. He has a distribution contract or whatever you call it, deal, but he's basically doing it independent. So shout out to Mr. Glock. South Memphis bred, South Memphis fed. Okay. And when he die, he gonna be South Memphis dead, but he ain't gonna die, okay? Because he got a lot to do. All right. He's just a South Memphis young man, still in his 20s. He's like, I think he's the same age as my baby. And my baby was born in 98. So I don't know if Key Glock was born in 98 or 99 or something like that. But he's around the same age as my child. And so it makes me extremely proud that we have I was looking at an interview he did, and they asked him a question, and he said, wait a minute, before I say that, let me think about how to say that. So Key Glock is just doing his thing, and so we super proud of him. He's got everything going for him. He's got the youth going for him, as far as like the age, the youth, the endurance, the creativity. He's consistency, just all of that. And I'm not partial to him because I'm from South Memphis, because I be proud of everybody from Memphis, regardless of what area they come from. But for him to be a young man still in his 20s and being consistent like that, and just being as quiet and truly letting success do the talking for him. And young Dolph took him up under his wing because he was teachable. And so it seems like to me he is still teachable and advisable, because he's still been successful. And so we're very proud of young men like that. Okay. And so, we just want to keep on praying for Key Glock, and we want the consistent go to the top. Yeah. So shout out to the Glockster. Y'all know this, we call him the Glockster. Also, you guys want to talk about Pooh Shiesty and Glorilla. Okay. So Gotti had posted that Pooh Shiesty and Glorilla's album, a record that they did, is coming out. I'm not surprised by it, right? Gucci Mane is a businessman. Okay. It only makes sense. Why would he not allow it to come out? Gotti and Gucci ain't gonna do no have any conversations. They're lawyers. They're entertainment attorneys, the labels attorneys, and the whoever it is, like Interscope and all of these other companies. They're lawyers and stuff. Do these negotiations. Gotti and Gucci ain't gonna never have to say nothing. And Gucci ain't got where he is for being stupid and being emotional. That's why I don't believe necessarily that stuff about Keisha. The man is a businessman. Why wouldn't he allow another song to be put out? Why would he cut off his nose just to spite his face? Well, he ain't gonna let it out because he don't want God to make no money. He don't want Pooh to make no money. But then that means he ain't gonna make no money. So why would he cut off his nose to spite his face? He's a freaking businessman. Okay. So of course it was bound to happen once the negotiations by the attorneys was worked out, and it made sense. Okay. And it made sense. And so it business wise, money wise for Gucci, it only makes sense. So let Yo Gotti get his part off of Glorilla, all because he getting all of it off of Glorilla. After Interscope finished getting their part off of him, he give Glorilla her 1%, okay? Because she probably getting 1%, okay? And Gucci get his off of his artist, and I'm sure it's gonna be a big album. Ain't nowhere in the hell I would never not let, especially as sensationalized as Pooh Shiesty has been, and I'm a businesswoman. And I'm gonna be too emotional to let an album come out because of what? Yo Gotti ain't made. I mean, it only made sense. Okay, it only made sense. Okay, and Gucci and them gonna get paid. And after Interscope finished raking Gotti them over the coal, he gonna get a bigger percentage than Glorilla, but they gonna get theirs too, right? So I was not surprised by that. like I said, as sensationalized as Pooh Shiesty has been, people still talking about him, people still watching it. His everything is very public. I would do it too. I would say that Gucci Mane really been cloned like they said if he didn't do it. And it made sense. Okay. It makes dollars. And in business, if it makes dollars, it makes sense. And it made sense. And so that's the reason why is because if Gucci had not agreed with it, wouldn't happen. But it's gonna make a lot of dollars. So it definitely makes sense, right? Anyways, so hey, believe it or not, I'm rooting for Pooh Shiesty. I hate Pooh Shiesty did this, but I really want to see him get out and and get some counseling because Pooh is institutionalized. Pooh is institutionalized, and evidently his daddy needs some damn counseling too. Because when he get out, if I was Pooh, I wouldn't be around his daddy unless his daddy gets some damn counseling. Okay, because that ain't wasn't even supposed to go on, and he wasn't supposed to allow it to go on, right? And so I really hope that Pooh is able to beat this. I do. Okay. I really do. But Pooh needs to, I hope while he's in the feds, he working on bettering himself. They have little counseling sessions and stuff like that. That dude is very institutionalized, but he's very young. So the world is his oyster. Okay. As they say, oyster. I've never been able to say oysters real good. But since I was a little girl, but I say it the best I can. It's certain things that tie my tongue up. So the world is his oysters or whatever. And so yeah, I really want to see him do well. Okay. Hopefully with Big 30. I think the best thing, because I like Big 30. I like him. And I think the best thing that could happen with Big 30 is if they if he's on a monitor, and I hope they're giving him drug tests, because this would be the opportunity for Big 30 to be detoxed and get off drugs. I think once Big 30 gets detox and get off drugs, because he should have done been to a rehab, but this might have been the best thing that happened for him so that he can get himself back on track. Because I like 30. I want to see that big smile that he has. I want to see his eyes light up. Okay, that the way his eyes used to light up before he signed with Moneybag, who is a damn devil. Okay, Moneybag you look at Moneybag eyes, he got dark eyes. I pay attention to eyes, just like Gotti got crazy eyes. I think Gotti a little off. Anytime you go have a man killed because you jealous, you off. Okay, I think it's something off in that head, that big head he got. But I want to see that smile when and Big 30 eyes light up. And see when they go to killing folks and stuff, they have them spirits attached to them, and he gonna have to have some deliverance too by our pastor too. Okay, but hopefully they making him take drug tests so he can't be doing pills and shit like that, and he can get his mind right, because I think that 30 is very talented. Okay. And I do want to see the young man. I used to be hard on 30 until I found out he was a damn baby. And I was like, dog, he the same age as my kid, so I can't be mean to him no more. So I do want to see him do well, okay? Because a lot of times you're around a lot of bad spirits like Bag and Head. And I used to like Head, okay, until I figure out Head and in this with this Dolph stuff. Mark my word, okay? But anyways, you guys, yeah. So yeah, it makes dollars. So to Gucci Mane, it makes sense. Okay. Because when it's all said and done, Shiesty more than is still up under Gucci. Okay. He needs to make money off of him. If he gonna be signed to him, that's what he in the business to do, to make money. So I mean, it definitely makes sense. I mean, ain't nobody pulling no damn rabbits out of their hat. People businessmen sit up and do business every day. And if you're an astute businessman, anybody knows that makes sense. Okay. Anyways, back to Govan. Okay. And I ain't trying to be hard on Govan or nothing, but I think it's just real interesting to me, this situation with Govan, because I'm wondering myself what is going on. If it seems weird, it is weird. Govan thinking they trying to give him 5 years. I don't think they trying to give him 5 years. I think they trying to give him life. And he knows, well, he probably knows that, because who in the hell gonna pay Manny Aurora and that attorney, okay, all that money just for a cyber stalking case? But he probably gonna need them. They call him Manny Ear because they probably know aware of something that we ain't aware of. That dude probably gonna have to fight for his life again at some point. Okay. And believe it or not, I don't really necessarily believe that they just necessarily won't Govan. Okay. I don't think they really just at this point, because they would be trying to try him again on the federal side for young, because they can do that for young Dolph's murder. I don't, it's Govan got what they want. Okay, he full of pearls. He's just like an oyster, and they want him to drop them pearls. Okay, if not, they will fuck him over. They're gonna fuck him over. Okay, and we know he don't want to do no time. Okay, it's something that they want from Govan, and it's tied up in his loins. Okay, it's tied up in his loins, and the picture is definitely a lot bigger. Okay, I don't think it's necessarily him. It's some. I know a lot of these, whoever it is, a lot of these dudes that's some big players. I bet they scared, and they probably need to be. Okay, because they probably know that it's not necessarily the Govan that they want, right? It's not necessarily Govan, because see, without manipulating those true mafia boys, in which they'll be a damn fool if they ever let Commission and Govan manipulate them again. They'll be I promise to God. I can't even pray for them if they do, especially knowing now what they know. Um, because I mean, when you sitting on death row, ain't nobody really caring about you but your mama. And why would they put their mom and their grandmamas and stuff through that? Because they want to be manipulated, right? They probably already looking at a bunch of shit that ain't gonna serve them no purpose, that's getting ready to put their mama and grandmama through hell. Okay. But once you remove them from the equation, and you remove some of these men that's got the money, okay, because you hear people in the chat say, "Go man, deal with some heavy hitters." He deal with a lot of dudes that's really got that paper, okay, and they probably hurting themselves because they gonna figure out who paying for these attorneys. And if and I don't think Govan ain't got no problem with telling it. If he that type, they'd be a damn fool, because we saw how Govan moves. When Govan gets mad, he tells it. He got mad at Flip. What he do? He told it. He got mad at Skull. He what he do? He started telling him. He did all that's an agent of chaos. Okay. When he got mad at somebody, he started saying, "I know who Juke's killers were." That's one of the reasons why his ass in the feds. Okay. And then he turned around and said, "Teasy friends kill him." He said Teasy friends kill him. Now that don't leave a whole lot to the imagination. He gonna be questioned about Teasy. He ain't leaving there until I know he gonna be questioned about Juke. And I'm telling y'all why. I think I said this. My friend, who was a Memphis police colonel, called me and said that he saw that interview. And the first thing he said was, "Yeah, I see your boy, her Govan I was looking at an interview. He said he know who killed Juke." I said, "I did a video on it." He said, "Oh, okay." And he said nothing else about it. Derek says, the big players don't usually get scared or panic. They just take out the trash. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Well, they probably ain't gonna be able to get to him. You know what? It kind of makes sense. Somebody said in the chat that maybe they intercepted something. Maybe they've heard of a plot on his life or something like that, and they intercepted that. That's the type of stuff they do in the movies, okay? But I mean, it's possible. Anything is possible. New to you says, he said, oh, in my head. New to you says Govan knew exactly what he was doing. He needs protection. Yeah, but I mean, I can't understand the logic of putting out there in the atmosphere. Well, I guess I can though, saying TZ was killed by friendly fire, and and that he knows who. Don't he know? TZ's murder was kind of high profile around Memphis. Juke's murder was high profile all over the world. He put out there he knew what happened on both of those murders. And he knew the people that did it. Y'all think that they gonna let him out the feds without asking him that? They got it. Okay. So, yeah. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. He said, hell no. But that's interesting though. I mean, he'll probably get out in August. He'll probably get out in August. I you know, I just wonder. I just wonder if Quit know who killed Howard Barnett. I I just wonder if he knows who did. If he knows who did. He says the United States government got Govan. Do you think it's going to be pre or CMG RICO for what Govan said? I think this is just my opinion. I think that they've been working on a RICO for I think they've been working on a RICO for somebody. If I had to guess, I would say it was CMG since 2022. I mean, that's just in my opinion. Since probably around February or January of 2022. And that's just in my opinion. It's just something I'm thinking about. Derek says, putting certain things in the atmosphere makes him an asset to the feds. They'll protect him until they get everything they want. I don't think Quit has a problem with starting another life somewhere. He's a gambler too, so I don't think he has a problem with gambling. He's beat the Dolph charges. I don't think he has a problem with starting a life somewhere else where nobody knows his name and nobody knows his face. I don't think he has a problem with it as long and they provide his housing and they'll provide his housing. They'll get him they'll pay him monthly. They'll get him a job somewhere where it's not a lot of people, and they'll pay for his housing and get him a car. And I don't think he has a problem with it. He says, justice for Howard Barnett. It is coming full circle. If he's released, they better protect him. Who's paying for those lawyers? And see, that's the thing too. You know, who's paying for his lawyers? because he still got high profile lawyers. Now he has two high profile lawyers. And he gonna need them over there at the federal court, that's for sure. Because that's a different animal over there. Like I said, um, yeah, I think Quid has had a lot of disdain for a lot of people. I think he feel like he was betrayed and people didn't rock with him like he wanted. So he feels like people turned his back on him, and I think he's been on a vengeance since he got out because nobody expected for him to beat those charges, and he knows that. He didn't even expect to beat him. And so I think he's been on a revenge campaign with a smiley face. And I'm gonna tell you why. This is my opinion. He's been on a revenge campaign of people that he was cool with at one time, all while smiling at them. I knew that when Trap Moore Ross was he was on there with Trap Trap Galore Ross. Yeah, I'm saying Trap Lore Ross. And then Devin Burns called and he put Devin Burns up on the and you know these dudes be out in the street, but they be real naive. He totally threw him up under the bus. He totally threw him up under the bus. He basically doxed him and put the name of his channel out there. Nobody really knew the name of Devin Burns' channel. He doxed him. He made him say on video that he had an issue with Teasy. And then he turned around later and say Teasy was killed by friendly fire. And then he says that he's the head of Trula Mafia and started Trula Mafia and helped to write the laws. He threw him totally up under the bus. And if the spirit of God dwells in Devin Burns any kind of way, he must have felt something all while trying to doubt it. Because sometimes we'll second guess when we're being betrayed. We'll try to rationalize it. Go, why did that person say that? They just put me on Front Street. I always I'm gonna tell you something that I don't like. I don't like for people that I only say things that I don't care with certain folks. Okay. But when that I don't care about being repeated, but when I've said something in confidence to somebody and they repeat it, to me, that's a deal breaker. I always feel a certain way. One of my cousins one time said to me, we was working at Memphis Police Department, and she was one of my younger cousins, so she didn't know no better. But I said something to her, and then she turned around and said to me, I hope you don't mind. I told such and such. I said, what? I hope you didn't mind me telling such and such that you told me that. I said, you repeated what I said? Yeah, it was very calculating. It was very calculating. The truth says, in my opinion, if a RICO is coming, I think people from all camps will be involved. Right? He doesn't. Yeah. I believe that if he knows something on people from the other side, and he seems to have a relationship with people that rock with Paper Route, I don't think he has an issue with pulling folks in. He was trying to pull Daddy-O in. He was talking about him and Daddy-O had conversations through another person. He said Daddy-O passed him sent a message to him, or they communicating back and forth through a middle person and all of that. So I don't know. And y'all know how I feel about Daddy-O. I'm in love with him in real life. But I never met him, but I want to meet him and I want to marry him. Derek the Truth says, in my opinion, if a RICO is coming, I think people from all camps would be involved. Not saying that all had anything to do with Dolph murder, but had all involvement in certain criminal activities. I agree with you. That's what I was thinking too. That if there was any like criminal activities and stuff, yeah, like I said, I think I thought about that thing too, Derek. When it sometimes stuff stay on my mind, and I thought about you had typed in the chat one time that Quet just started cutting off everybody, and nobody knew why he started cutting off everybody. Well, um, a lot of times when there's something else going on, you start cutting folks off for no reason because when it hits the fan, you don't want to have to explain. When people start doing things, a lot of times they'll separate themselves. Yeah, I want to. I need to know what type of person he is first. If he is he a cool, laid back person? Okay, I'm talking about Daddy O. Is he cool? Because I don't like no man that be bitching and stuff that's disrespectful. He don't seem like he's disrespectful. Is he cool? Is he laid back? All of those types of things. I like guys like that don't be tripping on nothing. Um, Black Barber says, the truth, what criminal activities have been committed. I forgot to see what Daddy O's height was. I keep saying I'm gonna look and see what his height is, because I don't want him to be like 5'3", 5'1". I want him to be taller than me. Um, so, but yeah, you guys, hey, listen, and the truth, I'm not trying to be accusatory. I'm not saying that Quit is telling or anything like that. What I'm saying is it's like it's obvious he wanted some stuff out. It's obvious he wanted some stuff out, you know. Um hey, he spoke very illy of he spoke very illy. I'm 5'3" too. He spoke very ill of Petey. The only thing I can say is he's not trying to. He has. That's why I say I think he's been on a vengeance. I think he has definitely been on a vengeance, um, to put a lot of stuff out there. To put a lot of stuff out there for whatever reasons. Maybe some other dudes um, that has helped him, that he's been cool with in the past. Maybe they have. Maybe they are in shock. Maybe they're in shock. So, but like I said, I don't see them. I don't see him leaving that federal prison. I know for a fact that they're going to question him about Juke. That I do know. He said, I'm glad I ain't did nothing illegal with him since 2020. Like I said, he was on his page. Quit had to have known that the folks was watching him. Quit had to have known that the people were watching him. And when he sat on his page and said that about Teasy, he said it on his YouTube channel one time. He said Teasy wasn't killed by ops. He said he wasn't killed by ops. And then on his Facebook, he just flat out said it. He said Teasy was killed by. He said Teasy wasn't killed by ops. He was killed by friendly fire. his friend killed him. You don't get no more blunt than that. I don't know if he was high, if he was trolling, because he didn't seem to stutter when he said it. He didn't seem like he kind of was dragging when he put out that stuff out about Juke. But with Teasy, it was just flowing just like I'm talking right now. But then he have been saying recently, rest in peace to Teasy. So I was like, I don't know, maybe he didn't. I don't know. Lately, he been saying, I've heard him say since he said that a few times, rest in peace to Teasy and all of that. So I don't know. Jair says he talked too damn much and definitely used the term friendly fire. Yeah, he said friendly fire. He said didn't no ops kill Teasy. It was friendly fire. Now, in police terms, though, friendly fire is somebody that's on the police department. That's what friendly fire is. When somebody say that an officer was killed by friendly fire, that means that another police officer shot him. So, is he trying to say another truly guy shot him? Um, he says that it makes me wonder because shortly after that, the feds ran in my front door while I was taking a nap. They came in, looked around, and left. Shortly after what? After Teaser was killed? Oh my God. I tell you. They didn't say anything to you? Did they kick your door in? He said, oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. Lord Jesus. Did they kick your door in? Lord, he said that shortly after doing business with Govan, the police the feds ran up in his house. So did they look for anything? What did they say to you? You know I'm nosy. I got to know. What did they say? Y'all hit the like button for me. He says my door was open some me some me were putting a new room on my home. They threw the old man out of the way and came in. Oh my freaking God. Did they say anything to you? Who is Jay Reed? The truth, what did they say when they came in? Did they say anything to you at all? She said she can't see ZK comments. I see it's Jair forever. That's ZK comments, Jair forever. The truth, you still in here? I'm waiting. I meant some men were working on my home. I was in bed. They put the guns on me, questioned me about a couple of cars that were previously at my home, looked around, then left. Oh my God. Mm. Oh wow. Oh my freaking God. Oh, she said she can't comment on the main page. Um, let me put the comments up on the screen. I'm gonna have to see why she can't comment on the main page. Hmm. Miss T, it's a line from the movie and Too Deep and LL Cool J and Omar Epps. You got to know the movie to understand. Oh, okay. And I love that movie too. I haven't looked at it in a long time. Y'all, we need 25 more likes. We need 25 more likes. If you haven't hit the like button, please do hit the like button. If you want to support the channel, that's the Cash App, $ Real Talk with Tamara. If somebody want to buy me some pho, some Vietnamese pho that I can order, that I can if you send me some money, I'll order me some pho. Whoever want to buy my lunch, because I don't feel like really doing no cooking. I've become addicted to shrimp pho, spicy shrimp pho from the Vietnamese restaurant. I love pho. Y'all run the likes up though. Run the likes up. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. Um, you can hit the super thanks or you can hit the Cash App. Okay. Um, this is very interesting. It is. It's interesting. So 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 the truth. Let me ask you something. Why do you think that he turned on you? Why do you think that Govan turned on you? If you're still up in here, why do you think that Govan turned on you? Y'all run the likes up. Please like, share, and subscribe. Well, I think that, he made it very clear. He was constantly saying that he didn't have an allegiance to anybody. he doesn't have an allegiance to anyone, and he felt, for whatever, he felt scarred and betrayed by people that he says that he's helped. So um all of this is interesting, though, it is. All of this is very interesting, to say the least. You all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe for me. I'm going to I'm getting ready to open up the lines and let you all start calling in and tell me what you all think. Honestly, the way he flipped on me, when I think about it, I don't believe he ever really liked me. I was just solid. But my brothers always felt like he was using me. I would just always help the ninja. That could have been what it was. If you have family members, that feel that way, and they could see that. For him to flip out on you like that, because I think I can remember when you two were into it. He had said online that, if you say anything to make me feel uncomfortable, I'm gonna come, do something to you or something like that. I was like, wow. I was, yeah. I was like, most friends, when if they have a little falling out, they don't ever threaten to like do anything to the other friend. So I kind of felt that way too. I kind of felt that way. That um maybe it was he really, you know, it wasn't as solid as you thought. But now you were one of the ones. Thank you, Black Barbie, for the 9.99 super sticker. You were one of the only ones online that was, other than his brother, and you was going harder than, his brother went hard too. I'm not gonna take that away from him. Thank you, DJ Sip Saw. I appreciate that. The Cash App. Thank you, Black Barbie. You guys, I'm opening the line up for you all to call in, if you would like to call in and say something about either topic. There's three different topics. You could say something about either topic that I have up. The number is 901-501-7975. Um, Derek says, but when he said that, he had to remember who I was, and he would come for, if a raindrop touched me. He know we don't play. Let me ask you something, the truth. I want to ask you something, and I know that this is just in your opinion, okay? Just in your opinion, based on your opinion. I'm not saying that this is factual, but based on your opinion, do you think that what happened to Juke was friendly fire? As he said, what happened to Teasy? Angel the Real Boss says, those of you in the bushes come out. Yes, come out and hit the like button. Okay. Make sure you guys come out and hit the like button. Make sure you guys come out and hit the like button and hit the like button. Derek, how long was you guys were friends? I really wish Derek would call in because it take him a long time to type and I be anxious. I be getting anxious. I wish he would call in. Derek, would you like to call in? You don't have to if you don't want to, but would you like to call in? Hey, Stanley. He says they met as teenagers. On One We Go. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. She said, he said calling in with the info. Oh, Stanley, call in. Stanley ain't gonna say nothing. Stanley ain't get ready to say nothing. Oh, he said he having dinner with his son. It's Father's Day. If I ask Stanley something, Stanley gonna try to ask me a question with a question. He ain't gonna say nothing. Stanley, how's your brother doing? You all make sure y'all hit the like button. Run the likes up. Hit the like button. I told y'all, Stanley. I told y'all. It may or may not be true because that's Stanley answer the whole time. She says, at the truth, bring your handsome voice to the front of the classroom. They said, call in, go man, stop running with that info. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Let me ask y'all something. So do you all believe that straight drop is gonna do 2 life sentences? Or y'all think he gonna Stanley says, I wasn't trying to be funny like your brother. I don't like a friend, his friend Charleston. Derek says, all I ever did was look out for him. When he thought he was going to jail for murder, I called and got him a penitentiary number so the brothers could protect him. Oh, wow. What the truth? Why you all never had a conversation? Like when the fallout happened, why didn't y'all have a conversation about why or the misunderstanding? Why y'all didn't never have a conversation about the misunderstanding? Because that could have solved, probably could have solved a lot. It says, "Hey Tam Queen, happy Father's Day to you for playing both roles as well." Thank you, darling. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. Well, I get a feeling he's probably going to get out. He may get out in August. I don't know why I keep saying January. In August. It says, appreciate it, Tamara. I got my badass grandson over here cutting up now. My grandbaby over at my sister's house, she was keeping up so much noise. I hurry up and got out the phone. Tamara, I'm so tired of all of this nonstop violence and black men dying at the hands of other black men. And they holler about street justice. But where is the justice? There is no justice. No, it's not. All they doing is just making themselves extinct. That's what they're doing. They're making themselves extinct by consistently taking each other out and cutting their own lives out because they going to jail for life. Tam's drop in at Tam's drop in, not going to stay in the penitentiary because he's going to talk. Yeah, I mean, Stanley, let me ask you a question. So, so Stanley, do you think that is weird that they would have your brother in federal penitentiary for a charge that was a misdemeanor? Now they've made it a federal charge. Do you find that weird? He said yes. He finds it weird. They're going to cut drop a good deal too to get. Yeah, they may as well get ready because Straight Drop saw what a good deal Cornelius got. Um, I've been saying for the longest they're gonna get Straight Drop what he wants. I don't know who ill advised him. I think he thought that he could thug it out and somehow get out. I think now what Straight Drop is hoping to try to do is get out on a technicality. Um, that's not going to happen. Um, I personally don't even believe at this point that he has a paid for attorney. I guess their logic is we're taking care of your family and all of that. I think that's their logic. Um, I think that's their logic that the family, but I mean, I think at some point, and if this is true, and you hear a lot of people say that it is true, that Yo Gotti and them is taking care of Straight Drop's family as a mom. I can't understand how Straight Drop's mother would ever take a dime from Yo Gotti and them. People that helped to ruin her son's life, they could never take care of me. And the only reason that they would be taking care of her is so that they can not, in case he ever decides to talk, they can have their hands on them to do something to them. That's why I say it's got to be something wrong with a lot of these people. I would never want nothing from Yo Gotti. You have to lead my son off of a cliff because he was the one that paid the money, and he paid it because Jook is no longer with us. Who's taking care of Straight Drop's mama? Who's still taking care of his mama and his daughter, whoever it is that's alive? Jook is no longer here. So it's the person that paid for the hit. Okay. So I think in a sense that a lot of these women are twisted. Yo Gotti would never be able to tell me. He could never. None of them folks over there at CMG. I wouldn't want their money. I wouldn't want anything. And I would be telling my child to tell them folks what they need to know and go give me a job somewhere. That's what I would do. At least to try to get some, because he got 2 life sentences. As a mother, I couldn't be able to wrap my mind around a child of mine. If you do the crime, you have to do the time. But if he could help himself by telling on the people who paid him to do this, I would rather, you know, take money from the people. They basically bribing them, and the mother is in, and I guess whoever else, other family members are in on this. So, no, I would be telling him to go on and do what's right. Like I said, somebody was in his ear, or it could have been him that had the right idea when before they got him that attorney. What if God his mama's paying for it too? Was she paying for it through her son? She doing it for the interest of her son. So it's crazy to me. It really is. Like I said, it's crazy. Never rat or tell on your friends and always keep your mouth shut. But to avoid all of that, just stay out of trouble altogether. I think he should tell it. I think he should tell it. I think all them old Negroes need to be told on. They didn't have no business going and um what's the word that I'm looking for, finessing a 22-year-old basically baby up under them into going and taking another man's life, because straight drop didn't gain nothing by taking young Dolph life, the 2 life sentences. He gained 2 life sentences, and all them other dudes that wanted young Dolph's place, that was jealous of him, and whatever else it was that they wanted, they were the ones that gained, not seeing him here anymore. Or they thought they would. They gained for a little while. They see the folks still on their ass. But straight drop gained nothing, nothing at all. And I wouldn't, if I was his mama, and them, I wouldn't want nothing from these devils that helped to manipulate my 22-year-old by dangling wealth in his face. Okay. But I mean, I guess that says a lot, because it just says a lot, because a lot of these young dudes are, supposed to be taught. They're not even supposed to be. I think a foundation is supposed to be built so firm. But hey, I know kids, people go through stuff. And then Straight Drop was grown. He thought that he was going to come up off of the back of the demise of young Dolph. They was able to manipulate him. My mom said God ended our friendship because I don't need to be tied to none of this mess. Yeah. Um, that's absolutely possible. You have to understand, like, in any friendship, in a relationship, a lot of times God will sever the ties, and people be around here hollering and screaming. I'm so glad that I've gotten old enough to understand I don't want nothing God don't want for me. So when seasons end, folks try to say I'm cold. I'm not. I've just gotten old, and I understand. I stay in prayer and stuff all the time. Sometimes people have to go through stuff. God don't want you going through that stuff with them. That's what I be telling. I had to learn that even in relationships, because I used to date a lot of guys in the street. Okay, and God would cut those ties. Okay, when I was younger, God would cut those ties, and I would be, I wonder why such and such, and even now, like, I be trying to tell my daughters and stuff, with friendships. Well, I wonder what I do. You didn't do anything. God is snatching you out of the pits of hell. These folks be having, they got to, sometimes these folks have to reap what they sow. They got to go through things. God don't want you going through that stuff with them. God be trying to say, God don't even want you going through that stuff with them. Because with us being nurturers, we start going through that stuff with them. We be trying to help them out of it, and they don't get the lesson. We be trying to lessen the blow. Okay. We be trying to soften the blow. No, they got to fall hard. These folks got to reap what they sow. God says that his word shall not return void. And what does his word say? Whatever man soweth, that's just what they're going to reap. These folks got to reap. And we be having good hearts, and we want to go through it with them. And God said, no, you can't go through this with them. So he just started cutting cords. A lot of times it saves your life, because you don't never really know what people into. You don't really know what they into for real. You don't know who they done crossed. You don't know. And God don't want you around that. So a lot of times it's a blessing. They really blessing your life. You just don't know it yet. I'm cool on the association. Yes, sir. Take that bit. I'm telling you, take that on down the road. I'm sure a lot of us have had people that we liked, that we was interested in, and then shoot, we see them later on. We think that we was rejected, and we see them later on. Hell, and we get to speaking in tongues. Oh Lord, shabba ba 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 ba. We start thanking God. You don't even hardly recognize them. Life that they didn't they mm, you already see that they going through some hell and have been through and put themselves through all types of stuff. I said, God, I show you get the Lord, I show thank you, God. I didn't know then, but Lord, I sure thank you now. You standing at the gas pump. You didn't even recognize them when they walked up to you. They walk away, you start speaking in tongues. Lord, thank you. Lord, thank you. I didn't know why you was doing it, but I sure thank you. Shabba ba 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 ba. um, so yeah. And so I think for you the truth, you that's probably what it is. Quet has a lot that he has to deal with himself. Quet is depressed. Um he has a spirit on him too, and it's a tormenting evil spirit. I think it fights with him and that depression that's on him. Quet needs to get himself some help. That's the reason why I say that's why I'm not as hard on him as I could be. I call out what I see. He got a manipulative spirit. That's a demonic spirit. But he also has a depressive spirit on him. I'm able to recognize that the stuff that he's doing to them Trula guys that's younger than him, I'm sure at one time he was them Trula guys. He had some older dudes that had sent him out to do the hits and stuff too. The only thing about it is that whole I think he get ready. All them truly guys. He taking them all them. He didn't. He's already. It's. I think it's over with for now. He said, "Tell me, did the dude pull up and want to fight him?" I mean, that's what was in the. So was that not him? Was that your brother? Because I've heard some people say that that wasn't him, but a lot of people have said that that was him. The dude called into my show. Was that your brother? He said, "Did Drop ever sign a contract with CMG?" Do y'all know if Drop ever signed a contract with CMG? Um, he either signed with CMG or with Brett with Moneybag, didn't he? Which would have been just like not signing it. Hell, Moneybag can't pay his own damn bills. You have to be a damn fool to sign with him. Stem says, I don't know because I haven't talked to him. I don't know. I've looked at that video over and the guy called me. The guy called me. It looked like your brother from the side of his face. And then your brother had on a Nike jogging suit. And I saw that that dude had some writing, had on a Nike shirt or a shirt with some writing on it. That dude had writing on the back. Now, when I zoomed in on the guy that was standing in the view, I don't know. I'm gonna pull it up and let you see. You tell me if it's your brother. You know him better than me. I'm getting ready to pull it up. Derek, did Drop sign a contract with CMG? You answer that while I pull this up for Stanley. Let's see. Where's that video at? Okay, here it is right here. He should have just went on ahead and said you got it. He should have said you got it. He should have said you got this and went on. But he didn't. They said he was ego tripping. They said no gym membership. Hey, Letitia Moore. But I'm getting ready. I'm trying to pull it up. and went on.
I'm driving my phone dead, fool. My phone dead shit. Cause I'm beating my ass online, cuz. Oh God, cuz my phone is dead, cuz. I'm a bitch for knocking his ass. Oh God. I'm in the know. Oh God, I'm in the know.
Oh, okay. Hold on. It didn't come through. I'm calling you now. I see it's missed.
Smart founders know something most people miss. Get your domain name even if you're not ready to launch your business. With Wix, you can grab yours now and then get to work. Here's why it matters. Back in 2019, I had this killer business idea, but I delayed getting the domain name because...
Hey, Sammy.
Going on.
What you want to say to the people?
To be honest, I don't got nothing to say. I just let the internet do not talk. I just let the internet do the talking. I don't do no talking. If people want interviews, let them know. My people say $2,500 for the talk. $5,000 for pull up and do an interview.
Oh, that's Sammy right there.
There's much to be said though. The internet said it all. I ain't say nothing. The internet said it all. You know, it just shit went down. That's all. Shit just went down.
It just went down. So were you born and raised up in Castalia?
Yeah, I'm from the hood.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, you got a lot of people that, hey, that's riding for young Dolph. They, you know. Okay, y'all. So I'm gonna run it slow right here.
Hello. I am cool.
That looked like him to me, Stanley. It do. It looks like him to me. Hold on, you are.
My God.
Look like some writing on the back of his shirt.
You know? Hello. I am cool.
Stanley, is that quick? I don't know. It kind of looks like him to me. Greyfest says, Say Cheese was the first to post that. It was Govan. Snoop commented on the post. Stanley, is that quit or not? You would know. Is that him, Stanley? Did I read your comment? Oh, he says, I'm not saying it's not him. I'm saying it's a different attire. Okay. Oh, no. I wanted you to say, did it look like him to you? Hey, She Johnson. Yeah, make sure you all hit the like button for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. He says his the shape of his head is similar, but we couldn't see his face. Okay. Is the truth still up in here? Because I want to ask the truth something. The truth, are you still over here? The truth be scared what I'm going to ask him. I ain't going to ask you nothing bad. You all make sure y'all please like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't hit the like button, please do hit the like button. the truth, I want to know something. Do you think that straight drop is going to tell? Do you think he's gonna turn and tell again? He already told. He already told before. But do you all think that he's going to put it on record? You think he's gonna get on the stand and testify? Straight drop would have been put it on record. It didn't work out with Cornelius. Straight drop would have been testified if if the hood didn't make it so hard for him. If they try to a lot of these older dudes have set it up to make it hard for these young guys to tell so that they will feel so that they could feel too bad to tell on them and stay in jail and do the time so that they won't have to. But these young guys don't understand is hell. These old dudes send them out to do the dirty work and then make them feel guilty enough not to tell on them because that's all that's about. Hell, if they were such gangsters like they say, why they don't get out and do? Why they go get these young dudes and manipulate them into doing their dirt for them? They go and get these young guys and manipulate them into doing their dirt for them. So I'm telling you, it's I believe that. Listen, I'm telling you. I've always said this. I believe straight drop situation is gonna be an Alpo situation. And the reason why I say that is because straight drop has already been convicted. I don't think Quet has an issue with telling. Quet feels like for some reason, he has a disdain for some of these dudes. I think he'll tell on them with a lot of pleasure. I think he'll do it with a lot of pleasure. And I think he felt it'll be easier for him to live on the outside if a lot of them are locked up. So it's a matter. It's not even I don't think it's a matter of telling snitching for Quet. I think in his mind he feel like it's he getting his get back. So some of these guys, cause see, anytime you talk about Teasy was killed by friendly fire. Yeah, hit the like button for me. I talked to my nephew. He said Quet is not at the pimp farm. He must be. No, I think Quet is out there at the feds. I think he was in fed holding at the correction center, but I think he's over there at the feds now. I think he's actually there. I think he's actually because where the feds at is like right there like right there together with where the penal farm is. the correction center. Yeah, make sure y'all get the likes up. So I don't really think he, I think he's out there. He had his brother posting. Stanley, wasn't that you posting on his page today? It said it was his brother. He said this is Quet's brother. I want to let y'all know that Quet will be home soon. That's what was posted on his page earlier today. And it was posted on there right before I got on. And then either they put it on they did something. They deleted it or put it on friends only. I know the truth is still up in here. The truth, I know you is up in here. I'm trying to ask you a question. I ain't trying to ask you to call in. I want to ask you a question in the chat. Yeah, somebody at Derek the truth and tell him to come back up in here. Yeah, it was on his Facebook earlier. He said that and he posted Boosie's song. I like the song. I forget the name of the song that Boosie. I forget the name of that little song. Boosie said they counted me out, and people turn their back on him, and he gonna be home. Let me look. Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna try to pull that song up. What's Cypress at? Because I think Cypress is Facebook friend. Let me see. History. Here it is. Boosie song. I'm coming home. That's the name of the song that was posted on his page. I'm coming home. Here it is right here. That's the song that was posted on his page earlier. Yeah, that's what he posted on his page. All the truth, you back up in here. The truth, I asked you a question. Listen, all my women, all my moderators are aggressive like me. Okay. I told him, I said, y'all get truth back up in here. The only one missing is M Rose, I think, and she is M Rose more aggressive than Black Barbie. It's M Rose first, M Rose second, Black Barbie. So the truth is, what I want to ask you: do you think that Straight Drop is going to talk? He already talked. I told y'all that he already did several. He already did. But do you think that he's gonna go on record and testify and talk? Do you think that he's finally gonna put it on record? She said yes. I think if he's wise, he would be quick to the punch. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that one. I don't mean no harm. Stanley, I don't mean no harm. I be hating to talk about Stanley brother in front of him. But my intuition, and this nobody has told me this, because I don't be like when people say she worked down there with them folks. She be telling. I don't know. Nobody has told me this. I don't know nothing. My intuition tells me that he's getting ready to open up the floodgates. It may not be immediately, but my intuition tells me that. And I think for Quet, just listening to him, I don't think that he looks at it as telling. I think he looks at it as he's getting revenge. He's got a lot of disdain with some people, and I think he's looking at it as he's getting revenge on some of these people. I think he's looking at it as he's getting a lot of revenge on some of these people. So I definitely think so, that it'll happen one by one. Yo Gotti is not going to have a conversation with him. He probably already takes that personal. So I'm sure he could see quite a few people started that was reaching out to him to do dirt for them. Has distanced themselves from him. Some people probably felt like he was mad at him because they felt like he went and why would he recommend Cornelius? I think he probably got a lot of flack for that, so they felt like he wasn't supposed to be paid or taken care of or whatever. So I think what he's doing is he's using the only ammo that he has, and that is tell on him. Do I think that he's going to tell? I think he'll be selective in the beginning. On who he tells on. They probably already know some stuff. They probably just need him to confirm it, depending on what they got on him. I think depending on what they got on him, he will. I bet you Yo Gotti and them hate the day they ever killed Dolph, ever had, because they've been paying out more money and lawyers' fees, and this right here is like a never-ending cycle. I'm telling you, I bet they wish they had really rethought this, because this has been like a never-ending cycle. They've been spending out so much money in attorneys' fees; it's ridiculous, and constantly having to fight. And then if one of them get out of it, shoot, hell, I mean, the feds getting them tied up in something else. They scared not to give them attorneys for another case. So it's almost like a never ending cycle. So they got to worry about, they don't know who they can trust to go and take them out. They scared to do that at this point because they know all eyes are on them. So these folks, I mean, hey, but that's that karma though. That's that real bad karma. I'm telling you, if the feds don't drain them, the lawyers going to. Yeah, but the truth, why do you think he's telling it? Why do you think that he is? He probably be, he might think he'd be safer telling it. Because I'm sure with him throwing some stuff out there, he might have some people wanting to take him out. He said, I think Cornelius had already pointed in the direction of some stuff. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Cornelius did point in the direction of some stuff of that guy. What was Cornelius's friend name? They had to redirect Cornelius. Cornelius was getting ready to tell that too soon. What's that? What was Cornelius' friend name, y'all? Bobby. Bobby Carter. You think Cornelius had pointed them in the right direction? You talking about as it relates to Bobby Carter? My nails and stuff been holding up so good. It's been 2 weeks. That white still look good on my toes. I ain't got no chip or nothing. I almost hate to go get them redone. I think I'll wait a few more days. I was like, Lord, it ain't even chipped yet. I'm ready for another color. I'll keep them to the end of next week. On a couple of things. Now you're gonna make me go back and look at Cornelius. The truth. I don't know why you don't tell me. You make me go back and look at it, and it still goes over my head because I don't be knowing what I'm looking for. Cornelius said a lot though, but what did Cornelius say? Hmm. He said a lot. He said on a couple of things, possibly. How could Quit love any of the boys? Just listen to the things he's saying. He would have let the world know Tef position with True Mafia. Yeah, he threw Tef up under the bus with that one. I gotta be totally honest. He did. He threw Devin Burns up under the bus. He wanted to get that off of his back, and he did it with a smile. That's cold. That's cold blooded. He did it in a way of, if you he told Trap Galore, Trap Moore Ross, this is the person that you reach out to. He basically doxed him. Nobody knew his Facebook page. People started going to his Facebook page after that. So um I'm sure. Okay. He Devin had been tucked away real good. But I mean he definitely threw him up under the bus on that one. He did, so I mean it ain't nowhere around that. He said that he started Trula. Um he basically said that everything Teasy knew, Tef taught it to him. Teasy didn't have the heart to shoot nobody. He had never shot nobody. So whatever it was that they thought that Teasy was involved in, that he got Tef to admit it that he didn't. That totally eliminated Teasy, but it might have made Tef a suspect, so if he loved Jug, why would he even speak on his demise publicly? I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know, y'all. I think it's all of this is interesting, definitely, and I think it's interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how this turns out. But if I had to guess, I think a lot of people are gonna go down. Like I said, I don't think that Govan has an issue with I don't think that he has an issue with restarting his life like Alpo did. And I don't think that after Straight Drop been in there so long, he ain't gonna have an issue with it either. He said they tried Govan for murder no more, but what they Govan for? He says, why would he mention hot name in anything? If he don't know Gotti, why does a conversation need to be had? All these whys. Did he mention Hot's name in Ratchet's interview? I don't remember him mentioning Hot's name. He says, Govan teller a telling on other folks. Wait a minute. Somebody said that he called Hot Nose, right? And he said Nose was his brother, didn't he? Stanley says they want him off the streets for good and hated they lost in the murder trial against him for real. Hey, mister. Okay, so Nose is hot. So he did say his brother Nose called him and told him Juke was hit. He said that in Ratchet's interview. Hey, mister. To be honest with you, Stanley, I'm gonna have to be honest. I don't really think they won't go, man. I think that they want what Govan knows. And I think he's put himself in a spot. And this is just my opinion. Whereas if he does not tell it, then he gonna get them 5 years and probably some more stuff they may have on him. I think they want it's other people, like some money players, that they want even so more than Govan, and they knows that he could give it to him. And if he don't, they got the ammunition to keep him behind bars. Because they know Govan is not the money person. The feds always go after the money person. Stanley says some things are better left unsaid. Keep your mouth shut. Well, Stanley, I gotta be honest. I hate to say it. Your brother, nobody forced him to say those things. He was the one that said that he knew. He was the one that says that he knew what had happened. He was the one that said that, but my intuition is always right. I don't think they want to put your brother in jail for the rest of his life. If that's the case, they would have tried to charge him federally for Dolph. I think they want him to tell what he knows, and he knows a lot because he's according to him. And if he don't, I think he's gonna be looking at quite a bit of time. And I think he's gonna be looking at more than 5 years because they probably got some more stuff on him. And I don't think he want to do no years. Black Barber said, Stanley, who do you think you're talking to? Because I know that you're not talking to Tamara. I don't know. I don't think he said anything bad, Black Barbie. I don't think he said anything bad. I think he was saying that some things are left better unsaid based on what Govan, when his brother was going on these different shows, bringing up, you know, when he was going on these shows, bringing up. Oh, I didn't see that. I think he was talking about his brother. Oh yeah, he was saying Govan should have kept his mouth shut. Y'all know my girls be ready to jump now in this chat. They don't mean no harm though. They see how I've been attacked down through the years. And they be wanting all the smoke. They don't be meaning no harm. I appreciate them looking out for me. But Stanley, he was talking about his brother. He was just saying that in general. She said, okay, my fault. Yeah, like I said, I don't, and me, just the energy that quit your brother has projected, Stanley. I don't think that, um, I don't think he has an issue. I kind of think that he was wanting to put out some stuff. I don't know if he's been getting threats. That's what I meant to ask you the truth. The truth, do you think that Quet started saying that stuff because you think maybe that somebody has been threatening him? And so he was putting that stuff out, like you said, for leverage. Do you think that those people have been threatening him? Natanya says, I liked the energy until he started hanging with Charleston White. His energy went left. Well, I think that it was somebody had wrongly advised him, or it could have been his own thoughts, because going about trying to really defame the victim. I don't think he could have won with that. I don't know who advised him, if somebody was advising him to do that, but that wasn't a good idea, because it put a he to try to bring a negative connotation to young Dolph name, and then it made it seem like he hated Dolph just as much as God in them hating him. So thank you, Black Barbie. Stanley the Black Barbie apologized to you. Thank you to Black Barbie. Well, he's never told me. Derek the Truth says, well, he's never told me of a specific threat, but in that interview, he did say people was calling around asking about him, and in that interview, he let the world know that him and Ted rocking. Who is Ted? Who is Ted? And Tamara, the messed up part about it is myself being guilty by association and blood related to him. I hate he got himself into this mess and should have kept quiet. Yeah, what he should have did was he should have once he should have got out, kept his did his box trucks and kept his head down, because he was doing box truck. He had bought him a box truck. Um he say he had bought him a box truck. Whatever happened to him doing box trucks? Oh, he said him and Tef ain't seeing eye to eye. Well, Is that the reason why he's been saying that Teasy was killed by his friend? By it was friendly fire? He said he tried to sell those box trucks to me. I told him to keep them. Yeah, because he should have kept those box trucks, and when he could have been making a lot of money. He could have been doing deliveries around the city. He could have got a contract with Amazon. He could have got a contract with the medical industry and been delivering medical supplies. I'm gonna tell you, one of my cousins that had been out in the street for years, had been out in the street for years, had relationships and stuff, and many years ago with Craig Pettis. So he was out in the street heavy. He went and bought him some old raggedy vans. He got tired of going to jail because his ass old now. And right before my auntie passed away, she told him, I ain't gonna be able to pray for you no more. She said, I feel like all this praying I did kept you alive. I'm ready to go on home now and rest with God. She said, I ain't gonna be able to be here and pray you out of stuff no more. She said, I want you to get your life together. You got too many kids. That boy went and invested in some old vans. He went and got him a little small box truck. And tell me why he went and got contracts and stuff. He'd be delivering, he'd be all in Mississippi delivering medical supplies. And he done built up his business enough and been hiring. He got him about 3 drivers. So he could have did it. It's money in it. Legally. He did some deliveries, but he said it was too much work for him. Lord have mercy. You got to work. You got to work. Yes, it's too much, but the money be good. He used to that illegal fast money too much. He probably, Lord have mercy, they probably gonna make him wish he had. Yeah, medical delivery is a big business. Said I never saw him with it, but he was talking about buying one. Lord have mercy. Well, the truth. Why you think him and Tef not seeing eye to eye? Do you think it had anything to do with him saying that Teasy was killed by friendly fire? Because I mean, that does not leave a lot to the imagination when Teasy is killed in a neighborhood that all of him and those guys hung out in. So that's basically when you say somebody killed by friendly fire, that means his friends killed him. And he was killed in the neighborhood they all hung out in. And here's another thing. I think this right here is even weird to the police. Teasy sat out there all night and all day. And in a neighborhood that's busy, that they all hung in and lived in, and nobody saw nothing. Nobody, they just let him sit out there, driving past him and everything. So I wonder who it was that called the police. Listen, I'm sure the FBI is interested in Teasy's case. As a matter of fact, probably has been quietly working it, because when Teasy was killed, the FBI showed up on the scene with Chief Davis. Chief Davis had to make the scene to the FBI can't just show up on a scene that MPD is handling and tell them to give them certain evidence. Only Chief Davis can approve that. So Chief Davis pulled up on the scene with the FBI, and they collected evidence, and the evidence was given to the FBI. So I'm pretty sure with him being in the feds and him saying that Teaser was killed by his friends, I'm pretty sure they gonna ask him some questions about that too, because he's on video saying, he said it twice on 2 different videos. He says could be a few things. Teasy, Drop, and Tef were close. Once you wake up and see the manipulation, you can't unsee it. Yeah, because here's the thing: he got Tef to say on camera that Teasy was a dirty MF and that there was an issue with Teasy. That shocked me, because I know for a fact, because I was told that Teasy did not tell on Straight Drop, and Teasy did not tell on any of them Trula Mafia guys. He wouldn't tell on Tef because they was trying to get him. They was trying to get Devin Burns. Teasy wouldn't tell on him, and he wouldn't tell on Straight Drop or any of those other guys. So I hope to God they didn't do nothing to him, because he told on, he did on Quit though. He told on Quit. Hi, thanks for calling Real Talk with Tamara.
Hello.
Hey, thanks for calling Real Talk with Tamara. Let me call who that ever that was back. They was talking in the background.
I'm sorry, you can't leave a message because the person you called has a voicemail box that...
Okay, whoever it was, call back. Whoever it was, call back. Y'all, hold on. Oh, they might have had the wrong number, because I just traced their number back. They probably had the wrong number because it's showing me. Hold on, you all. Okay. Hold on, you all. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm back. Y'all hit that like button for me. Stanley said he needs to get him a box truck. I'm telling you, they making a lot of money. I'm telling you, they making a lot of money. And what you need to do is you need to garner a lot of relationships. That's how you able to start making a lot of connections. Because from my understanding, they got people from over there at Amazon. I know a guy that I was talking to, and he got his own truck. It's not a box truck, he got a big truck. He got a big truck, and he had a contract with Amazon, and he was making like $19,000 a month. He was making like $19,000 a month with Amazon. He had one of those big trucks, but he didn't mind traveling. Like, he would go and take furniture to stores, and he would unload the trucks. He would take his son with. Be quiet. He would take his son with him sometime. He was making like $19,000. I liked him. I was trying to be with him. He was moving too fast though. He was trying to go too fast. I told him, look, you moving too fast. And then he thought I was a hood rat. He thought he could play me. You gonna lose a good man. I said, how I'm gonna lose a good man? I'm trying to take you out of town and everything. I said, if I go out of town, you gonna give me my own room? No, we gotta sleep together. You gonna lose a good man. I said, you don't play me like you play them hood rats. You've been on the road too long. You've been stopping at them truck stops too motherfucking long. I don't get down like that. I like that 19,000 he was making. That's just with Amazon, but he couldn't reel me in and make me sleep with him. Trying to treat me like I was nothing. I don't play that. Yeah, that was some good money. He used to bang that money around too. I'm ready to go out of town. I said, that's all right. You go on out of town. Leave me alone. Since you trying to force me to do something. Says God ain't playing about our brothers getting justice. Okay, be quiet, girl. I'm telling you, God ain't playing about our brothers getting justice. He probably just wants to. You say he just wanted to cut it. I liked him. All he had to do was give me some time, but you don't try to pressure me into nothing. I rebels. You try to treat me like you've been treating them other women because they ain't used to nothing. I'm used to stuff. He said, it's the same way with me. Once I peeped what was really going on, I realized he was never my friend. I was just beneficial. I could never be his friend again because now that's stuck in my head. Oh, wow. I tell you. Be quiet, girl. They hear another puppy and they go crazy. Whoever that was that called in, call back. You can call back in. The number, if anybody wants to call in, the number is 901-501-7975. 901-501-7975. Call in, speak your piece. We've been talking about Key Glock, we've been talking about Hernandez Govan, and we've been talking about Pooh Shiesty and Glorilla. Okay, so any one of those three topics you can call in and talk about. Stop, girl. Anyways, what was we talking about before the phone rang? Whoever that was, I thought you wanted to talk about something. You hung up. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Get the likes up. Make sure you all get the likes up. Yeah, I've been thinking about breeding my puppy again. I think, is she too old? When a dog, she was born in 2018. No, she was born in 2019. So she is 7 years old. Is she too old to breed? Yes, you all call in. The number is 901-501-7975. 901-501-7975. Call in. Call in and let us know what's on your mind. Okay. I think a lot of people, we're kind of stuck on this situation with Hernandez Govan. I think people are interested in knowing what's going to really happen. We've been basically speculating. We're not saying that he has told anything or nothing like that. We're kind of speculating on what could happen. Misdemeanor charges being turned into felony charges, So that's interesting for them. Even his attorney said somebody really had to go out of their way to pull those types of strings. Well, I mean, it could be a felony charge. Okay, it could. Oftentimes they don't do it. They just let it say a misdemeanor. But I think that Govan, they look at Govan as being an oyster. Yeah, I'm gonna get this word. I get tired tongue. Oyster. They look at Govan as being an oyster with, and I think it's the oysters that release the pearls, right? Yeah, that's what it is right there. They look at him as being an oyster, and they want them pearls that's tied up in his loins. So, and if he don't release them pearls, I think he's gonna be doing quite a bit of time. Oysters release pearls, don't it? She says 5 years. Well, I mean, the max for that charge is 5 years, but I mean, who knows what else they might think they got on him to try to charge him with that. They haven't, but I think they'll start with 5. She says, I ate raw oysters. You know what? I cannot eat raw oysters. I have to. The first time I had oysters, I had them when I was in New Orleans, and they weren't raw. It was a po' boy oyster sandwich, and it was so good. But it was fried oyster. I can't eat no slime. I don't like nothing slimy in my mouth. Period. So I don't eat oysters and stuff like that. I don't. I eat fried okra, not the slimy okra. Yeah, oysters. So they look at Goan as an oyster, and they want him to release some pearls. I had them one time and never again, but I love seared scallop. I love scallop. I buy scallops all the time. I put scallops in my seafood pasta, my seafood Alfredo pasta. I put scallops. I like grilled scallops, grilled shrimp, and sometimes crab. Real crab though. I don't buy no imitation crab. Period. Ugh. Um. Yeah, that's good eating. I promise you, it ain't nothing like them shrimp and those scallops on the grill and take them and put them in that shrimp pasta. Oh, my mouth be popping. I can't hardly wait when I'm staring at because I make my Alfredo sauce from scratch. I don't buy no sauce, no Alfredo. I don't buy that junk at the store. He said, Stanley, I had fried scallops last night with fish and shrimp. I got me some catfish in there, but I think I'm gonna save it for Friday so I can eat fish and hot sauce and slaw. I'm sorry. I know they say you shouldn't buy catfish. If I'm gonna eat some fried fish, it's got to be some catfish. I buy catfish. I make up my own slaw, homemade slaw. Take it and put it on. Drench it with hot sauce. Be quiet. Put my slaw on top of it and put it in a piece of bread and fold it up. That's some good eating. Okay. I've never had fried. Yes, I have had fried codfish at Piccadilly. It's pretty good with tartar sauce. I make my own tartar sauce too, homemade. This is Stanley. Yes, indeed. With a piece of bread, I promise you. Rotisserie chicken, and now y'all got me hungry. I'm trying to think of what I'm gonna eat. I didn't say I almost took a roast out, but I didn't do it. I should have, so I can go ahead and cut it up and make habanero roast. Cut it in cubes. I cut it my roast in cubes and bites. He says if you don't like oysters texture, get some oyster mushrooms, Miss T. Fry them up. Taste the same, crazy good. Ooh, where do I get those from? Oyster mushrooms. I promise y'all, I love to try different food. I'm sitting around thinking now, what can I cook that's quick? Because everything is frozen. I might just make mm, I might just go and take that roast out. It might not take no time. If nothing else, I have it out. I could fix it tonight and I'll have dinner tomorrow and lunch for work tomorrow. Yeah, move. Move, girl. Oh, yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Move, boy. Get back. Who's sending me a message? Anybody that wants to call in, the number is 901-501-7975. 901-501-7975. Yes, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Girl, I done told you to be quiet. But nobody sent me no cash apps. I had to hold on. Anyways, you guys. I think I'm gonna do them fried apples tonight that the truth was talking about. I think I got to do something quick. I had just eaten me a bacon sandwich. I might just do like a bacon and egg sandwich. That's quick and easy. A bacon, look, y'all don't laugh at me. A bacon and egg sandwich with a little bit of molasses. Y'all know I'm a country girl for real. I'm gonna tell y'all, when I was growing up, we used to do molasses sandwiches. They don't make molasses like they used to. But I think I'm gonna do a bacon and egg sandwich and drizzle a little bit of molasses on it. Yes, I am country. But you guys, hey, listen, shout out to Key Glock for having the #2 album. Key Glock got that #2 album. Shout out to him. And we're very, very proud of Key Glock. Free Pooh Shiesty. I want to see Pooh Shiesty get out. I do. I want to see Pooh get out. I want to see Pooh do well. I want to see him get out and do well. And like I said before, the album with the song with him and Glorilla, whatever it is, it only made sense. Those it would be crazy for businessmen not to release that album. Glorilla is a big star, and Pooh Shiesty hey, he might be infamous right now, but people still rocking with his music and interested in his case. I don't see any businessman not capitalizing off of that. Gucci gonna get a big bag. There, shout out to the Glockster. Y'all know we rocks with Glock 100. Gucci gonna get a big bag. Gotti gonna get a bag off of Glorilla. I hope they give, I hope that they get an artist something, okay? And I'm sure the record labels that's really getting the money, like Interscope and the other one, I'm sure they're gonna be real happy about that. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, and that's gonna make them a lot of dollars. So I never saw Gucci. I knew once the negotiations was right that this would more than likely happen. I ain't mad at him because it definitely makes sense. And when you're a businessman, you jump on opportunities that make sense. And that putting that album out, it makes sense because Pooh Shiesty is still signed to Gucci Mane. Okay. Pooh Shiesty is still signed to Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane gonna get a big bag. Okay. I never for one time ever thought that it wasn't gonna happen. I think when it came out, Gotti just wanted to get all the money and wanted for Pooh Shiesty to be signed to him. That's the reason why he manipulated them and sent them on that dummy mission and got them caught up. Okay, but the very thing that he feared is still happening. I'm sure. Hey, Gucci gonna get a big bag. Okay. Hopefully Pooh Shiesty gets his part of what he deserves too. Get what's this what now I see why God it was thinking in his head, him and Glow, if Glow and Pooh doing an album, if I can get Pooh signed, I could get all the money. I could take advantage of both of them. Okay, but Gucci get ready to get a big bag. Okay, Gucci get ready to get a big bag. Gotti wants to get double of his 1% he gets after Interscope take theirs. So he would have got 2%, but now he ain't gonna give a 1%. Okay, after Interscope take theirs off of the top. Okay, and Gucci still getting his. So, like I said, I didn't see that it not because Gucci and Gotti don't have to have sit downs. Their lawyers negotiate and work all of these things out. Okay, without them ever saying a word. And once they came to Gucci with it, his advisors and all of that, the numbers made sense. Okay. And any businessman is opportunistic when the business part of it makes sense and there are a lot of dollars involved. Okay. So, yeah. So that's exactly what happened. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button. Somebody called in and they was talking to somebody in the background and hung up. Their asses need to call back and speak. Tell us what you think about this topic about Pooh Shiesty and Glorilla album coming out. About Key Glock album being #2. Shout out to the Glockster. We give Key Glock his flowers. Okay. We give Key Glock his flowers. I was looking at Ashanti. Uh Ashanti was on the treadmill and she was listening to Key Glock. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So I mean, shout out to the Glockster for doing his thing. Like I said, when a picture is in a picture, Glock, a picture in a dictionary should be of Glock. The quote that says, "Let success do the talking," because Glock don't do a lot of talking. He allows his success to do it, and he has been steady with it. Okay, so he's slowly, no, not slowly, he's rapidly taking on he's rapidly getting closer to the throne. And listen, I think about Dolph has, when all of this over, I think young Dolph is ready to rest. All of these things have been going on, and I do believe that his spirit is strong. I told you all, I never forgot about that dream I had of him, and he said that he was working. And so I think all of the very thing that these people wanted, they're going to be out of. It's a damn shame when you have to constantly pay for folks' lawyers because you scared they're going to implicate you and tell on you, okay, about your part and what happened to young Dolph. And that's torture within itself, okay? And I think young Dolph is enjoying every moment of it. And while blessing his artists and giving them their joy back, and Key Glock come out 2 days, he already #2, constantly ascending, and Key Glock is moving fast, rapidly towards towards the throne. He already the prince. Okay, he moving fast and rapidly towards the throne. And once all of this is over, y'all know I be speaking from the spiritual realm. I think young Dolph gonna take his rest in the spiritual realm and bow out and give the crown to Key Glock. Okay, he gonna bow out and rest and go on to another dimension and make some shit happen in another dimension. Because I believe in dimensions. Our spirit travels. I believe that. And I believe that he's going to, once he get all these damn fools back that didn't want to see him in his physical realm and make their lives, they making their own lives hell. Okay. He's gonna travel on. They made him immortal. He gonna go on and go platinum wherever he gonna go to. He gonna give Key Glock the throne. Okay, he gonna bow out and get Glock the throne and go ahead and ascend to another dimension. These bitches can't stop greatness. Okay, that's what they couldn't understand, but I guess they understand that now. Okay, because you definitely have to reap what you sow. Okay, you definitely have to reap what you sow. He said, "Do you listen to Bulletproof?" I've never heard Bulletproof. Is that Dolph's album? Is that a song? I probably have heard the songs on there, like a few of the songs, like um, because I love that album cover where he's standing on Bulletproof, where he's standing in front of that car. You know, the cars that people showing now. He was owning them and having album covers of those same cars back in 2016, 2017. Okay. Um. So shout out to Young Dolph. As my boy Colt figure say, long live Young Dolph, the paper route boss. Long live Young Dolph, the paper route boss. Oh, okay, Mr. N finally commented. He just said okay, and he gave me one word. That ain't like Mr. N. Mr. N is normally very talkative to me. Maybe he busy. Okay, well I know when somebody don't want to talk to me. Okay, if you give me one word, I'm very sensitive as a woman about men. When a man answer with one word, that means he don't want to talk to me. So I'm finished with that. When he want to talk, he'll reach out. Okay, I'm talking about Mr. N now. Y'all know I'm sensitive. Mr. N has never answered me with one word. He always talks. Um, Stanley Govan says the best project he ever did. Bulletproof is the best project that he ever did. Shout out to Mr. N though. I don't want no beef with Mr. N, child. I like Mr. N. He cool people. But I don't think Mr. N would beef with a woman. Mr. N seems classy. I don't think you could pay him to beef with a woman. Um, Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Shout out to the Glockster. Shout out to the Glockster. Yeah, rest in peace to Tay Keith. Rest in peace to Tay Keith, another Memphian that left and did great things and has life has, you know, gone too soon. And shout out to Glock. We y'all make sure y'all go stream Glock stuff too. I don't know why, but this song motivates me. I always be liking to end the show with this song. It's just motivational. I grew up in this area though, but it's just stuff that he say in this song that's so motivational that it just stands out. Y'all already know what it is though. I like that album cover. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all why. I mean, it's something about when he says self-made millionaire. Oh, what a feeling. I'm telling you, it gives me chills. It gives me chills. Especially when you are a hustler and you already know that you got the mind and the brain to be self-made without doing anything other than just hustling. You ain't try to come off of the back of nobody else. You use your mind to take yourself out of certain conditions and take your family out of those same conditions. Oh, what a feeling. And you could feel that when that boy said that. And then it's something about at the end of that song with him on that album cover, like that album cover. The fact that he came out of Castelia, and y'all know the conditions of a lot of the areas around the Castelia area, and to be able to just go buy foreign cars and to be able to just do what he did, you know. And then he was a real man. His children, he said, my kids gonna know when I die, my kids gonna know I was their daddy. He set it up for his kids to never, ever have to want for nothing. And that's what real men do. And it's a darn shame that people decided that they were so jealous that they wanted to rewrite the recipe so that they could manipulate these young men. I mean, it's enough out here for everybody. God and Head and them couldn't sign everybody in Memphis, but they decided they want to take Dolph out the way because he was given the real recipe of independence. They want to rewrite independence, and it's still tied up in them sharky deals. This brother was teaching them the real, true independence, taking them the real, true independent route so that they wouldn't be tied up in all of these slave deals and stuff. And so God says, when I get them back, you're going to witness it. And I think we get ready to witness the good back of all of these people because the federal government don't want Govan. I'm just tell you that right now. They could pass on him because he ain't passing. I don't mean no harm. And I ain't trying to talk bad about Govan, but Govan ain't got enough money for the feds to want him. Okay? He ain't got enough for them to want him. So I believe we're going to start witnessing the get back because they gets to the money. Okay. I think about this. When I think about that song, I think about the feds. We be getting to the money. Now everybody mad. Okay. When y'all hear that song, y'all need to think about the FBI because they gets to the money and Govan ain't got what they want. Other than the pearls and the knowledge. They gonna get them pearls up out of him. And like I said, I think Govan pretty much he started disassociating himself with people because he already know he probably get ready gonna start a new life. That's what's get ready to go on. He gonna go start a new life. Okay. And they'll set him, they'll put him up. They'll put him up. They got housing and stuff. They'll put him up and send him a check every month and we'll give him a job. Okay. So he just ain't gonna be able to be in show business, okay? Because I think if these people sisters got the money, these heavy hitters that people come in my chat and say, "Go Van," no, they're not gonna. He ain't gonna be able to show himself no more. If that is the case, but I just got a feeling that is what it is. I got a feeling that's what it is. That is some things that he knows that Govan knows and they want it. He don't give it to him. They gonna F him over. Okay, I listen. I just work for the. They're gonna mess him over if he don't give it up. And I don't think they're gonna have to twist his arm to get it, because he already feels like people have done him dirty. They're not gonna have to twist his arm to get it. He gonna go and start a new life somewhere else. Okay. But as far as them just messing with him, he got what they need, but he ain't what they want. Okay. So just remember that. Anyways, y'all got on here and started talking about food. Derek set up to talk about some fried apples. Now he got my mind been on them fried apples. I got to do it today. I'm gonna make me a bacon and egg sandwich. I ain't gonna put the molasses on it because I'm gonna make the fried apples. What you say with cinnamon and brown sugar? Just cinnamon and brown sugar, right? Did you say vanilla? Cinnamon, vanilla, and brown sugar. And butter. That's what he said. Cinnamon, butter, vanilla, and brown sugar. And I'm have me a bacon sandwich. And butter. Yeah, I'm gonna do me a bacon and egg sandwich. That'll hold me. Yeah, I'm getting too fine. When all that weight and stuff start coming off of you, my eyes, I be thinking about I want this, and that. Then I get to looking in that mirror. I said, "Oh shit, I'm getting so fine and stuff." And then I can walk in my heels and stuff again. Like I ain't tired, and my feet, because when you gain that weight, your feet get wide. I could slide in them heels. I was up buying some heels this morning. I done told God to deliver me. I'm going back to church next Sunday though, because that spirit, I'm gonna rebuke that spirit off of me of wanting to about spend all my money on stiletto heels. Oh, yes, indeed. I got some coming. I can't wait to get them too. Nine West got out. There's Nine West got out a selection of heels. Nine West is doing it again. Nine West has started putting out ugly shoes, but now this season they got out some nice heels that I got to have. I've been asking God to deliver me because I want to buy all of them, but I said, Lord, I'm not gonna buy all of them. I'm gonna just buy. I'm gonna put myself on a punishment. I'm gonna buy one heel a month. I'm gonna treat myself to one pair of heels a month. One pair of heels, and I'm not gonna buy any more lip glosses because every time I go into Burlington, I try to buy out all the damn lip glosses. One heel a month. No more body bath stuff. Maybe once a month I'll buy me a body bath. I'll buy me some body scrub and body bath. Once a month I'll do that. After I use all of the body baths and stuff that I have now. Do y'all know how much body soap I got up in there? Don't y'all know I was going through my restroom today and I was putting some stuff in some totes. And like in one tote, I started putting my body bath soap in there because I love stuff that smell good. I think in one tote I got about 21 body baths in there. Y'all, I got 3 totes stacked up on top of each other. So I'm gonna use all of this soap up. And I'm not gonna buy any more until I use that up. My mama told me, she said, God don't like it that you buy all this stuff. And I be thinking, Lord, I gotta buy it because if I come back, they may not have it. So I buy it. I try to buy it all off the shelf, and I'm gonna stop doing that. Anyway, y'all, I gotta make me something to eat. Hey there, man. I love he so much. I love he so much. I love him so much. I love he so much. Yeah, I'm talking about my puppies now. I love him so much. Oh my God, my girl is so, you could tell she a girl. She be getting so jealous when I be rubbing on the boys and telling them I love them. She get jealous and jump on top of them. Anyway, y'all, happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. Happy Father's Day to my dad in heaven. Y'all really help me. Wait a minute. Why you beat him up? Wait a minute. Wait, you a girl. You don't act like no alley cat. Why would you do that? You hit him first. You get over there because you hit her back. You don't hit girls. Boys don't hit girls. I know she hit you first, but y'all saw you fighting her back. Don't fight her back. You're gonna get a whooping though. You stop fighting these boys, you get jealous. But happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Y'all really helped me because I thought I would be melancholy today. I got on here, y'all helped me out being on live. Y'all know my dad is no longer with us. And so yeah, he's taking his rest. And hey, I had my mom was saying, my mother said just actually today, my mother said today, I got to talking about my dad, and she said, wait a minute, it was just your daddy's time. She said it was just your daddy's time. Just let your daddy rest. And so, hey, we just have to let our people, you know, sometimes that's what we just have to let him rest. And he's taking his rest. But, I'll say this, everybody that has their parents, you're blessed to have both of them. But if you only got one of them, love on your parents, be there for them. Okay. As they get older, take care of them, because that's how it's supposed to be. I would say this, don't let anybody, whether it's your spouse or whoever, stand in the way of you taking care of your parents. Okay. Sometimes people get a wife or a husband or whatever that don't like their parents. Okay. And they try to manipulate how much time and what you do for your parents. Always remember, your folks, your mom and your dad and them, they took care of you when you was younger. Me personally, unless you are unable, I don't ever believe that kids should be putting their families, their mothers, their parents into um, homes. I don't. If you go and visit like a senior home and you go up in there and you start talking, they be so happy, y'all, to have people to come up in there and give them like little goodie baskets with they love it. They be so happy to talk. They don't be wanting for strangers to leave. And that's because people take their parents and throw them in senior homes, parents that have worked hard to take care of them their whole life. And then when they can't take care of themselves no more, they're useless. They throw them away like a hoe or something. Never let anybody stand in the way of you doing what is necessary or being there for your loved one. Because I'm gonna tell you something, your wife or um, your wife and your husband, they might decide they want to divorce you one day, and then that won't be your wife or your husband no more. But your mama or your daddy, they can never divorce you. That will always be your mama or your dad. I remember when that African told me, I told y'all that African, I never forget, I told him, he said, I marry your daughter. I have papers on her. I said, well, it don't matter because I got the original papers on her. I got papers on her. I always have the original papers because I got my name on the birth certificate. Okay, so your mom and your dad, whoever name on that birth certificate, y'all need to honor them and make sure y'all take care of them, because if you don't, your kids will do it to you. Okay, let your children see what they're supposed to do. Let them see you loving on and taking care of your parents, so that when you get older, and we all getting old every single day, they'll know what it is that they are supposed to do. Because one day we're gonna need our children to take care of us, and we don't want to be thrown away or away into a nursing home or anything like that. Okay. Anyways, you all, I'm proud of all the men that take care of, and there are a lot of good fathers. I know that a lot of black men get a bad rep, but there are a lot of good fathers out there, okay, that do what they are supposed to do. And even those that may have fallen on hard times, they still love their children. They may not be able to do any better. They might be on drugs. They may have some type of disease where it's alcohol or whatever, and they are in a depression, but at the core, they still love their children. So my prayer is for those fathers who have fallen off. I want them to know that they are still loved, that they still have a chance to get up and make things right as long as they still have breath in their body. Love your children and let them know that you love them. And you never know, if you go to your child and let your child know, I don't care what age they are, son, I always loved you. I was just out in the street. I was on drugs. I was an alcoholic, but I always loved you. Your son or your daughter may be out there doing all types of crazy stuff, but if you go and impart that into them and let them hear you say that you love them, it might change their life. Because it's a lot of people doing crazy stuff right now in their late 20s and 30s and 40s because they feel like they weren't wanted. They feel like that their dads didn't love them, even though they may have had a loving mother. They feel like their dad didn't want them. They don't know the whole time their daddy wanted them and really do love them. Okay, just didn't know how to do it the right way. So happy Father's Day to all of those wonderful dads that love their children. I don't care how much money they make. They love their children, spend time with their children, okay, and affirm their children with positivity. Those are the types of dads, okay? Because I know a lot of times people think that dad is just the bank, okay? But even if you ain't got the bank and you're imparting positivity into your children, kindness, love, letting them know that they are loved and loving on them, and your grandchildren, we appreciate you. And I love you too, okay? But anyways, I want you all to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. I love you all. It has been a great pleasure. I'll talk with you later.